No. So, the US Federal Reserve has cut the interest rate this week in the US, and we're expected to see an interest rate cut by the Bank of England next week. But what does this mean for mortgages and borrowing and property portfolios? Does it mean what you think it would? Should you be sitting there and waiting for rates to go down before you do anything? No. And if you stay watching, I'll tell you why.
And we'll also be talking about how you make sure your properties are ready for the cold of the winter. And we have our person of the week. Welcome to Mortar and Margins. So Adam, we've been a busy week for certainly economists, but also property owners, because we had the US interest rates decision. The Federal Reserve decided to cut rates, which Donald Trump's been telling them they should do for a long, long time. Not as much as he thinks they should cut rates, but they cut from 3.75 to 3.5% their benchmark interest rate. What does that mean for UK property owners?
Well, first of all, we're tied heavily to the US bond market. So when they cut, we cut effectively, because we're dragged down or dragged up, depending on what's going on. We've also got the decision coming from the Monetary Policy Committee next week. And we had some mixed messages from the committee, who were in front of the Treasury Select Committee, which is always interesting watching if you're needing to sleep late at night on YouTube, Dunk.
Yeah, and for the Bank of England, obviously, with the US having cut, it makes it a little bit easier for them, because they don't need to worry about creating disparities in the currency markets. So it's a little bit simpler for them to cut. And I guess that's what you're expecting next week. But what do you think further out, Adam? Where are you seeing the path?
Yeah, I think we've got 2 to 3 cuts coming over the next 12 months. Lean on 3 at the moment, to be honest. And that was also helped in a way by poor UK GDP growth figures, or lack thereof. So, we've had our first quarter where we've actually contracted in economic activity. Normally, ceteris paribus, as we economists say, all else being equal, that would mean an extra cut in the rates, or a cut more quickly, in order to try and boost economic activity, which is obviously a bit wan at the moment, Duncan.